Hey, so right now I'm working through the freedom model exercise, the cost benefit exercise that it tells you to do at the end of the book. I'm thinking about it in terms of porn addiction. Instead of looking at the costs of porn addiction, it says to reframe them as, so instead of saying like, oh, porn's fucking up my health, therefore I need to stop, look at it like, I could have such better health if I quit porn. So you're turning a cost, instead of looking at quitting porn as a reduction in cost, you're looking at it as a gain in benefit. And apparently this is psychologically the better way to do it. And it's just got me thinking, like, I'm like a health freak, right? You know, I really love health, and I actually get more pleasure from like eating spinach out of the bag, literally just out the fucking bag straight away, than I do eating like a giant chocolate bar. The pleasure is comparable. Maybe some days I prefer the chocolate bar, but the pleasure is comparable. Imagine that. But the pleasure in the spinach isn't in the taste. And South Park do a very good... South Park, right, have this episode about where like vegan burgers start taking over the town. And it's quite funny because the guys in South Park, they take a bite of this vegan burger, right? Imagine this is it. They go, it tastes like shit. And then another guy would be like, wait for it. This tastes good, right? And the implication being that the burgers themselves actually taste like shit. Spinach, like, actually doesn't taste good. But the pleasure comes in the knowing that you're doing the right thing, or that you're being healthy, or that you're being moral. That's where the pleasure comes in. And so the reason why I might have a preference for spinach, like eating spinach straight out of the bag as opposed to eating a chocolate bar, isn't because I prefer the taste of spinach. It's because the pleasure I get from being healthy, or knowing that I'm being healthy, knowing that I'm making the right decision, is so much bigger than the just visceral kind of dopamine pleasure I get from the chocolate bar. And my mind, this is what the freedom model talks about. It's got the human mind has the positive drive principle, PDP, meaning your brain will make the decision, or no, not your brain, right? You will make decisions in alignment with what will make you happiest. And so for some people, they're a chocoholic. They love chocolate, because they see massive happiness, benefit, value in chocolate. And with spinach, they don't see it. It's about your beliefs. Whereas with me, I believe spinach is healthy. Spinach could not be healthy. There's no evidence to me that spinach is good for me. I have no microscope. I can't look inside my own body and see. I'm relying on doctors and shit telling me. I've not done any blood tests before and after I've eaten spinach. I have no idea. It's my belief that spinach is good for me that makes me feel good when I eat spinach. Out the bag. I don't even eat fucking salads. I just get it in a big handful. I just shove it in and I'm like... Whereas when I eat chocolate, right, I bite it and I'm like, I feel like shit. I feel like a dickhead. Like, it gives me a lot of displeasure because I know I'm being unhealthy. I know I'm putting shit into my body. And when it comes to... This is a separate topic because I'm bulking in the gym. I'm having to eat a bit of shit. And it hurts me, but anyway, that's a separate. But I eat the shit. Why? Because the positive drive principle. Me wanting to get bigger in the gym, it means more to me than a small temporary hit to my health. This positive drive principle shit is so apparent. The skepticism I had is that could you apply this to addictions? Or addictions are very this, we see it as like this compulsive thing, blah, blah, blah. But the freedom model says it's not, is bullshit. There's no such thing as addiction. So I'm going through this process. I don't know if it works. I'm making this video as a documentation. If you've watched already, I apologize. There's no value here. I'm just making this to document. And I really am going to give this a good go because I feel like this could be the piece. Potentially, it might not be. I might, this video might, the freedom model shit might be BS, but this might be the key for all of you guys that are still slipping. And I'm also thinking for myself, this could be a better way of looking at porn. This could be in addition to the easy peasy method to give myself that even, greater frame of mind. And it could also be used to stop me MOing, because I still MO. So this could be the next piece. Either way, I'm going to give this a good go, and I'm going to probably make an update video. Or if it doesn't work, I might just take this down and just write it off as just a thing that didn't work. But you see what I mean, like with the spinach and with the chocolate, that's legit. That happens in my life, and I'm thinking on a broader level. Okay, say this works for addiction. Could this work for other disciplines? Because I also noticed that when I was in my third year of university, I'd wake up at 5 a.m. I would run, I'd cold shower, I'd lift weights first thing in the morning. I was a beast. And I loved it. I didn't white knuckle it. Whereas I tried to run the same thing a few months ago, and it felt like I was dragging myself through a fucking mile of glass to get up at 5 a.m. and to do a cold shower. Would you believe? The same thing, the same actions. When I was in my third year of university, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, it was fucking easy and beautiful, and I would go to bed excited because I was excited to wake up in the morning to do my 5 a.m. and cold shower and run. Would you believe? And yet now, because my beliefs have changed, my perspective has changed of the whole thing. I don't really believe that to be the happiest thing anymore. I don't know why, but I've lost it mentally. But I tried to force myself to do it because I remembered how happy I was back then. And it didn't work. It was a struggle. I went to bed dreading that I'd have to wake up early. And I would have to do this cold shower. I was dreading it and I hated it and I couldn't stick to it. And I still haven't stuck to it. So I feel like this positive drive principle could be, you see what I mean? I no longer see it as the happiest option, whereas back then I did. And it was beautiful. I was so disciplined. And I didn't view myself to be disciplined. Why? Because it wasn't a discipline. It was ease, complete ease. My friends would look at me and they'd be like, oh my God, you're this beast. And I kind of liked it. And I thought of myself as a beast, but I knew I wasn't being disciplined. I knew it was easy. I'm not going to take credit where there's no credit due. It genuinely wasn't that difficult because it was in alignment with what I view to be the happiest choice. And so that's why I'm very optimistic here. If this can work for addictions, it can work for fucking anything. And this could be the key to self-improvement, is viewing. Because the problem with self-improvement is that you have to white knuckle your way through uncomfortable things to get what you want. I don't think that's how people do it. People don't live lives of misery. People want to do the hard work. They view it as being the happiest choice. They relish the challenge. They feel good in adversity. They would rather do that than be comfortable and have a cushy life. That's why they do it. Elon Musk, when he was 23, he founded Zip2, which is one of the first, few internet companies. And then he got like a 20 million when he sold it at age 26. And the reporter asked him, like, oh, what, 20 million? Why don't you just, buy a few properties, live on the beach and enjoy your life? And he's like, no, I wanted to spin the wheel again. But he also describes starting a company as looking into the abyss and chewing glass. And he says that his life is extremely stressful. And yet he spun the wheel anyway. He wanted another go. He founded PayPal, or co-founded PayPal. He did it because that's the positive drive principle at play. That could possibly be the key to success, is viewing the hard work as really your happiest option. It's why people it's why I go to the gym. When I started the gym, I was extremely skinny. I was 52 kilos, like the skinniest kid in my school, pretty much. And it was the happiest option for me. That's why I found it so easy to stick to the gym. My happiest option was to get bigger. I knew there was no other fucking choice. And so it was easy for me. So, yeah, this is a long-ass vid. It's completely pointless in the grand scheme of things. But I want to document and I want to give you guys some ideas. So maybe if you want to work on this independently, you can do that. It's called the freedom model. If the ideas I've discussed here actually, come to fruition, then I will possibly, dive deeper here and really try and, if I can prove to myself that it works, I'll tell you guys about it. Whoever's watching this, I'll be pushing it if I know it works from first hand, like I did with Easy Peasy. I know Easy Peasy works first hand. That's why I pushed it so heavily on my channel. If this works even better or as an addition to Easy Peasy, then I will similarly do the same thing. Only if it works. I'm not the type of guy to parrot self-help shit like it's fact without even proving it. I'm not that type of dude, and that isn't what this is for. There's plenty of fucking idiots doing that on the internet. I don't want to be another one of them. Prove stuff empirically with fact. Hold cold, objective, hard facts. And then I can tell people about it and get results for them, and then it spreads by word of mouth, and it spreads and it spreads and it spreads, and you get this beautiful effect where people are improving their lives with shit that actually works instead of parroting nonsense and wasting their time. So yeah, documenting. This is a long vid. Fuck it, I'm gonna upload it anyway.